Hey guys, Lunar Spiral 27 here, bringing Fairy Tale Chapter 301, The Dragon King. So the chapter begins with Wendy preparing to use Milky Way by drawing a magic circle on the ground. What she does is go into that circle, says this chant, and these magical stars appear, and I guess they touch the bones of the dragons and they start shaking, but all the while she's trying to sense the soul of the dragon that has died, and she managed to summon one named Zilconis, who is the Emerald Dragon. Zilconis, when he appeared, he seems to be this character that just likes to joke around, and he hates humans, of course, but he doesn't really care that much, so he decides to tell them everything that happened in the dragon graveyard. According to him, 400 years ago, dragons lived in Earthland and ruled. They were living free and happy, and they considered humans as food. However, one dragon thought that dragons and humans can coexist together. There were some dragons who agreed with this and some that didn't, and well, because of this, a civil war happened between those dragons. And because of this war, Earthland was pretty much in ruins. So the dragons who wanted to live with the humans decided to teach humans Dragonslayer magic, so that the Dragonslayers can help the dragons against the anti-human dragons. This chapter explains the origins of how Dragonslayer magic came to be. But there was a problem. The dragons who allied themselves with the Dragonslayers looked like they were going to win. Unfortunately, the Dragonslayers were so powerful that the Dragonslayers killed those dragons. And there was one particular Dragonslayer that killed so many dragons that the more he killed them and the more he used his Dragonslayer magic, he too became a dragon. And that dragon was Acnologia. Yeah, the Apocalypse Dragon from Tenro Island arc. He apparently was a former Dragonslayer who turned into a dragon, and he was one of the Dragonslayers that killed so many dragons to turn into him. It was kind of surprising, really. So we actually know a little bit of backstory of Acnologia. And also we learn about the Ryuuousai, the Dragon King Festival. Apparently it's not some sort of festival. It's the name of the war between the dragons and the Dragonslayers. Yeah. And apparently Acnologia has called himself the Dragon King because of how strong and powerful he was. So Ryuuousai, or the Dragon King Festival, actually was the civil war between those dragons. Now, unfortunately, we don't know what happened to the dragons that disappeared 14 years ago. But we do know that the graveyard is where the dragons have died 400 years ago. Zilconis was one of the dragons who disagreed with living with the humans. And right after he gives this information, he leaves. But then, near the end of the chapter, Arcadios and Yukino appear, and they've heard everything that Zilconis had told the Fairy Tale members. According to him, he seems that his information was accurate to what Zilconis has said, and according to Arcadios, that it was said to believe that it was Zareth that made Acnologia a Dragonslayer, and that according to him, the only way to stop Acnologia is to kill Zareth. And that's where the chapter ends. So overall, I think this was a really good chapter of Fairy Tale. We're actually getting some information about the Dragon King Festival, the Ryuuousai, and we got a little bit of backstory of Acnologia. Next week's chapter will be called the Zodiac Plan, so we'll probably learn what Arcadios plans to do with the Zodiac Plan. I have no idea if Arcadios has good intentions with this. It's highly unlikely that he does, because when he appeared, he was obsessing over Zareth. He was willing to serve him or something like that. I don't know if he, maybe what he believes is will help the world, but it will bring it to its downfall. All I know is that this plan is going to occur on July 7th, the same date that the mysterious girl has said will happen. But if the Zodiac plan does occur, that is probably when the Ryuuousai starts. So maybe, or what Arcadius was planning to do is maybe he'll try to summon Ethnologia, or if Ethnologia is actually the person responsible for that huge devastation that we saw in these previous few chapters, then Fairy Tale and the rest of the guild members, they're gonna have a really hard time facing against him. Now, as for the idea that Zaref was the one who made Ethnologia a Dragonslayer, I kind of find that hard to believe. Yeah, he was the one that did summon dragons, but isn't it... I mean, he was the one that created the demons, but wasn't it a dragon who has to teach a human how to use Dragonslayer magic? So, is Zaref... I mean, that's only possible if either Zaref is really a dragon or he could be a Dragonslayer, so I don't know. So, this was a great chapter. We got, plenty of information. Kishimoto should learn this from Hiro. What I liked about this chapter was it didn't focus too much on, any dumb flashbacks or unintentional funny moments. This does have some funny moments, but they're actually kind of funny, I will admit. And it doesn't focus that long. It actually gets straight to the point. Something Kishimoto should learn when he does flashbacks. I'm just saying, skip the bullshit, get to the point with Obito. So for this chapter, I really liked it, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Great. We learned some backstory on Technologia, learning the history of the dragons. We still don't know what happened to the dragons that disappeared 14 years ago, but we'll probably get into that later on. And next week we'll learn about Arcadios' plan and what he wants to do with that plan. So far, I'm really suspicious with Arcadios. He seems like he wants to bring destruction into the world for some reason. I don't know. We'll probably hear his story next week. And, well... it seems that Ethnologia may be the one to bring Earthland into destruction, and he might possibly kill off a couple of characters. So overall, this was a great chapter of Fairy Tale. I can't wait to hear Arcadios' side of the story and learn about the Zodiac plan. Maybe there is a way to defeat Ethnologia. I don't know what this has to do with Zaref. Maybe Zaref did create Ethnologia, but how would that even be possible if Zaref, with just Zaref? I mean, Zaref has to be either a Dragonslayer or dragon to teach Ethnologia Dragonslayer magic. I'm just saying. But, this was a great chapter of Fairy Tale. So, I can't wait to see what happens next. So, that's Fairy Tale chapter 301. I'm going to Sparlam 27, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.